So I just really want to say a profound thanks to you, Jon, and to you, Soren, for what you're creating here. And what I want to explore or ask about is how it is that this really does feel real or special in its simplicity. And it's different than what many people do when they guide sitting. Not everybody, but many, because sometimes it feels scripted or structured or something. And what's happening here is I feel like you're simply here and inviting me and us to be here. And I experienced this a long time ago in a group gathering. It wasn't called meditation. It was with Carl Rogers, who had this very unstructured thing with several hundred people. And a lot of people were uncomfortable. And I felt like it was like, instead of the noise that sometimes we have in our brain, the noise was like out in the group because they were all there together and there was no structure and people were just there. And it became very freeing, and it's the same thing here. So I'm just interested in, I just wanted to comment on that and thank you very, very deeply, and also hear your comments.
Well, thank you, Catherine. Where are you calling from?
San Francisco.
Well, there's an element of me that doesn't want to comment about that at all. That I'll just receive it as I think it's intended. I see these tankas on the wall behind you, which leads me to sort of reflect that, in the Tibetan tradition, for instance, in the Dzogchen tradition and the Mahamudra tradition, they often speak of non-meditation, as it's often phrased as undistracted, unfabricated non-meditation. And that often sounds like really far out and really complicated and something that's impossible to attain or embody, but maybe that's not what's meant at all by that, and that it's simply letting things flow as they are without the kind of usual kinds of constraints of I'm over here guiding a meditation and you're over there digesting the meditation that I am guiding, as opposed to we're in some sense being together in a space that is helping us to remember what's most important to remember. And we all know what that is. And it's not a knowing that's up here. So my guess is that you're simply feeling that, yeah, it's unscripted because it's totally unscripted. And there's a certain way in which scripting is fabrication. It's getting something, putting something out before the present moment, thinking that in that future moment that will be the present moment, that this will be the right thing to say, as opposed to trusting that whatever emerges in the present moment will be the right thing to say because it has emerged in the present moment out of some kind of reservoir of being that has been cultivated with profound appreciation for the teachings, for Dharma, for awareness, and ultimately for love of humanity. So that's nothing special, as the Zen people like to say. It's nothing special. And at the same time, just the way none of us are special, we're all incredibly special. And it can only be that way. So it's like there's no one person that's special that we put on a pedestal and then revere as the greatest meditation teacher or the embodiment of compassion, or, sort of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva incarnate. It's in everybody. And when we see it that way, there's a resonance that's established that is simply part of falling awake. And so that's the best I can do in terms of a kind of contextualizing what it is that you are feeling. And probably it would have been best to not put anything into words at all, but it's already come out of my mouth, so I can't retract it.
Well, words help, though. Sometimes.
Yeah,
And
no, of course. I mean, I use a lot of words, even in the guided meditations, it could be just total silence. And sometimes they are, but again, this is a kind of moment by moment unfolding. And there's a certain way in which the Dharma, being universal, is simply doing itself and in all of us. And we're aligning ourselves with it to some degree through intentionality. We could all be someplace else at the moment. And we're choosing to be here. And that's profound. And in fact, that's the core of the meditation practice. And that would be called non-meditation, because then life and meditation, there's no separation whatsoever. And then nothing's a problem, including thinking and even scripting things.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Be well.